This is João Fonseca, an 18-year-old from Brazil ranked 145 in the world. And this is Andrei Rublev from Russia, ranked 8 in the world on the day of this match. With over 130 spots in the ranking separating them, this match should have been a routine victory for Rublev. Except, it wasn't. If you watched the match live, you probably agree that João seemed to have things under control after winning the first set. But it wasn't straightforward. There were mainly two crucial moments that João had to play exceptionally well to walk away with the win. In the third set, Rublev broke João for the first and only time in the match to open a 3-1 lead on serve. In that game, both players battled to a deuce. But take a look at the way Fonseca plays the deuce and the out. Breaking Andrei right back. Following that, the third set goes into a tiebreak where Fonseca opens a 4-0 lead, but Rublev fights back to 5-5. Now, that's a pretty tense moment, one at which most junior players crumble, and the experienced top 10 scrambles, wins the set, makes a comeback, and eventually wins on the fifth set. However, this is what actually happened. With two down-the-line winners in a row, João walked away with the victory. And that's what fascinates fans about this kid. He is fearless. He doesn't back down in tough situations and proceeds to go for the shots. Like his coach, Guilherme Teixeira, said in an interview to the New York Times, he's a player who can play his best under big pressure, and he has the ability to adapt fast to different situations. And that's exactly what we've seen from him so far. And maybe this ability comes from his calm demeanor. In the same interview, João's mom claims to have never seen her son nervous before a match, even when he was little. Of course, this is all subjective. What does João concretely have that sets him apart? First of all, his serve has shown significant improvement, from 50% points won in the first serve in 2023 to 69% in 2024, and already averaging 75% in the 2025 season. Even more impressive is his second serve, which averaged 108 miles per hour during the Australian Open, 10 miles per hour faster than the tour's average. But it should take you only a few seconds watching João to realize his biggest differentiator. This kid can generate a surreal amount of pace from both sides, especially the forehand. He's capable at times of hitting winners from a complete dead ball, something that requires extreme explosion, especially when further back. Just for a matter of comparison, João's average forehand throughout the Australian Open matches was 84 miles per hour, while both Alcaraz and Sinner's 2024 season forehand average was 78 miles per hour, and even Alcaraz's 2021 US Open performance that earned him this statement from Tsitsipas.
Ball speed was incredible. I've never seen someone hit the ball so hard.
Averaged forehands at 82 miles per hour. And maybe the combination of all these factors is what made the rise of João so fast. I mean, do I even have to repeat that this guy is only 18 years old? Just a little over a year ago, he won the US Open Juniors at 17 and rose to the top of the ITF Juniors ranking. In 2024, he climbed nearly 600 spots on the ATP ranking and wrapped the year up with the next-gen ATP Finals Championship without losing a single match, the second youngest winner just behind Jannik Sinner. And in 2025, he's already the youngest top 100 in the world at the moment. But even with all that, João isn't exactly satisfied. According to him, he dreams of becoming the number one in the world. There are, however, hidden challenges behind this dream. Like I said before, João is from Brazil, a country that breeds sports. But let's be honest, it's not tennis. Try walking around the streets of São Paulo or Rio de Janeiro asking people about the ATP ranking and Grand Slam champions. Maybe 1 out of 100 people will even know the meaning of these words. And yet, Despite the lack of tennis culture, Brazil has produced one of the sport's most charismatic champions, Guga. With one of the most unlikely trajectories in modern sports history, Gustavo Kirten, or Guga, won 3 French Opens and reached the world number 1. His undeniable charisma didn't just make him a fan favorite, it put tennis on the map in a country where the sport was long considered a privilege of the rich. But since then, the Brazilian media has hyped up the next Guga multiple times, and for a good reason. We've seen ITF number 1s, junior Grand Slam champions, and players expected to carry the torch. But not a single player has lived up to Guga's legacy. Whether it was pressure, inconsistency, or a lack of support, they never made the final leap. And that's the danger João faces. The weight of a nation that's been waiting over 20 years for the next superstar. The pressure is real. Every young Brazilian talent is compared to Kirten. João will have to deal with this pressure and be able to carve his own path. And truth be told, I like those before him. João isn't just winning juniors event, he's already beating ATP top 10 players, at 18. Everything indicates that he is the real deal. But carrying the hopes of a nation is only one part of the challenge. The brutal reality of today's tennis landscape is that competition is fierce. Carlos Alcaraz, at 21, is already a 4-time Grand Slam champion. Jannik Sinner, at 23, just won his 3rd Grand Slam and is far ahead the world number 1. Established players who can very well win a Grand Slam at any given time. And then there's a whole wave of rising stars. João will have to prove he can beat these guys consistently for his spot on the top of the ranking. But here's the thing, João isn't falling behind. In fact, if you look at the numbers, he's rising at a pace that puts him right in the mix with the best of his generation. This graph shows the ranking of Alcaraz and Sinner right on their 17, 18, and 19 birthdays. And this is João at his 17 and 18 birthdays, not too far behind. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but it's hard not to think about João Fonseca as not only a tennis prodigy, but a possible symbol of hope for an entire nation. At just 18 years old, he's already in the top 100, so the question now isn't if he'll succeed, but how far he will go. So what do you think? Will he make it to the top 10? Number 1 in the world? Win Grand Slams? Let me know your predictions in the comments, I'll be reading them. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see the videos coming up. And I'll see you in the next one.